So, hello everyone. For week 1 of our lesson, it is about factoring polynomials. So, before the topic, let's have a bit of recall about polynomials. So, ano nga ba yung polynomials? So, kung maaalala nyo, polynomials, it is an algebraic expressions that can be a variable or it can be a number or a numerical coefficient. So, sa polynomials, binibilang natin yung terms. Merong tinatawag na one term na polynomial, which is called monomial. Kapag two terms, ang tawag ay binomial. Kapag three terms naman, ang tawag ay trinomial. And if it is more than three terms, ang tawag na doon ay polynomial. So, paano natin binibilang yung terms, di ba? Kung iyon yung maalala, binibilang natin yung number of terms ng isang polynomial because it is combined by addition or subtraction. So, for example, we have 2x squared minus 3x plus 5. So, this is an example of trinomial. Bakit trinomial? Because it has three terms. 2x squared, 3x, and 5, which is separated by subtraction and addition. So, that is an example of polynomial. So, para lang ma-recall nyo, ano ba yung polynomial? So, ang topic natin is about factoring. Diba? So, ano bang ginagawa kapag factoring? So, let's see. So, in factoring, di ba, kapag sinabing you have to factor a number, you have to express that number as a set of numbers being multiplied. Di ba? Meron kang mga number na minumultiply, so para mag-result to a number. At yung paghahanap mo ng number na imumultiply mo to result to that given number, ang tawag doon ay factoring. Or yung mga number na yun, ang tawag doon ay factors. So, let's have this example. So, for this example, I want you to recall prime factorization. Okay. So, kung maaalala mo, pag sinabing prime factorization, you have to think of the prime numbers that when you multiply, it will result to the given number. Okay. But before that, ano nga ba yung prime na sinasawag dito? Saan ba nanggaling yung word na prime na yan? So, I know some of you maaalala, pero yung iba baka medyo nakalimutan na. So, pag sinabi nating prime number, ibig sabihin, it has only two factors. May dalawang factor lang si prime number. So, ano-ano yung mga two factors niya? Una, itself, sarili niya, and 1. So, ito yung mga number na kapag nag-isip ka ng dalawang number na imumultiply mo, wala ka nang ibang may isip. Dalawang number lang yan. Itself and 1. So, for example of prime numbers. For example, 3. Ano ba ang factors ng 3? Sige nga, think of two numbers that when you multiply, it will give you 3. So, that is 3 and 1. So, 3 times 1, that is equals to 3. Kaya, 3 is a prime number. Kasi, wala nang ibang dalawang number na kapag minultiply mo, bibigyan ka ng 3. Yung 3 lang at yung 1. So, that means 3 is a prime number. So, ano pa bang prime number ang naisip nyo? For example, let's have another example. 7. Ano ba ang factors ng 7? Okay, so ang factors ng 7 ay itself and 1. Because when you multiply 7 by 1, it will give you 7. And there are no other numbers that when you multiply, it will give you 7. So, yan lang, itself and 1. So, 7 is also a prime number. So, balikan natin tong factoring these numbers using prime factorization. So, iisip tayo ng prime numbers na kapag minultiply natin, it will give you the number given. So, gaya ng example na to, yung 18. So, kapag inisip mo si 18, ang posibleng unang pumasok sa isip mo ay, ma'am, that is 9 times 2. So, possible yan. So, tingnan natin kung prime numbers ba tong mga factors niya. Is 9 prime number? No. Because si 9, pwede pa siyang i-factor into 3 and 3. Tama? Because 3 times 3 is 9. Okay. So, wala. So, hindi pa siya prime number. So, pero nung finactor natin itong 9 na to, it results to 2 prime numbers. And those are 3 and 3. Tapos, 2 is already a prime number. That's why, if we are going to express 18 in prime factorization, that will give you 2 times 3 times 3, where all these factors are prime numbers. So, ganun din gagawin dito sa A, sa B, sa C, at sa D. Okay, so let's think about 27. So, ano ba ang mga possible factors ng 27? So, pwede naman natin na i-broken down, di ba? Mula sa malaking number down to prime numbers. So, 27. So, posible mong maisip dyan is 3 times 9. Because 3 times 9 is 27. So, C3, it is already a prime number. So, hindi na natin yung babaguhin. Pero si 9, siya ay pwede pang i-factor into 2 prime numbers. Those are 3 times 3. So, finally, we have now broken down the factors into prime numbers. So, this will give us the result as 3 times 3 times 3, where all these factors are all prime numbers. Okay? So, how about 35? So, 35, that is 5 times 7. Is this the final answer? Absolutely, yes. Because 5 and 7 are all prime numbers. How about 51? Any idea? 51. So, what do you think are the factors of 51? So, that will be 17 and 3. Now, the question is 17 a prime number? Yes, 17 is a prime number as well as 3. Therefore, that will be our final answer. And how about 126? So, what is the factor, or what are the factors of 126? So, pwede muna nating hatiin to sa dalawa, no? So, magiging 2 times 63. Tama? But 2 is already a prime number. How about 63? So, pwede natin i-broken down to smallest number. So, 63, it is divisible by 3, right? So, that will be 3 times 21. And we know that 3 is a prime number. So, meron na tayong dalawa. But si 21, hindi pa siya prime number. So, i-broken down ulit natin. So, this will be 3 times 7. And 3 and 7 are prime numbers. So, therefore, our final answer would be 2 times 3 times 3 times 7. So, those are the prime factors of 126. So, ganun lang gagawin nyo. Kapag medyo malaki yung number, i-divide nyo sa smallest prime number. So, smallest possible prime number. So, tignan nyo saan siya divisible. And then, i-broken down nyo ng i-broken down until ma-reach nyo yung factors na prime numbers. Okay? So, let's have the following. So, for this part naman, ang gagawin natin is to identify the GCF of the following pairs of numbers. So, ano nga ba ibig sabihin ng GCF? Okay, so that is the greatest common factor. So, hahanap tayo ng isang number, so pinakamalaking number na divisible by 25, na pwede nating hatiin yung 25 at yung 35 dun sa number na yun. Okay? So, ano kaya yung greatest common factor nila? So, paano natin hahanapin yun? So, pwede ka rin gumamit ng prime factorization. So, pwede naman na kapag maliit yung number and you have the idea kung ano yung common factor nila, ay pwede na rin naman yun. So, let's try the first pair, 25 and 35. So, for 25, so what are the possible factors or prime factors of 25? So, 25 is divisible by 5, di ba? So, we can express it as 5 times 5. And we know that 5 is a prime number. So, okay na tayo. All good na tayo kay 25. How about si 35? Okay. So, that will be 5 times 7. Because 35, since it ends with 5, obviously, it is divisible by 5, where 5 is a prime number. So, the factors are 5 and 7. So, makikita nyo, they have common factor. Ano yung common nila? Meron silang isang pares na pareho, which is 5. Okay? So, therefore, the greatest common factor is 5. Okay? So, yan ang greatest common factor nila. How about the next one? 32 and 48. So, ganun din. Pwede ka rin gumamit ng common, ng prime factorization, or pwede mo rin naman na i-calculate sa isip mo na ano ba yung mga possible na factors ni 32 at 48 na magkakaroon sila ng katulad. Okay? So, tignan natin. So, we have 32 and we have 48. So, ano-ano ba ang factors ni 32? Okay, so 32 is divisible by 2. Tama? So, we have 2. So, actually, the prime factors of this will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. That is equals to 32. Because 2 times 2, 4 times 2, 8 times 2, 16 times 2, 32. So, these are the prime factors. 5, 2. How about si 48? So, tignan natin. So, 48 is also divisible by 2. Okay, see, meron na tayong isang pares. So, 2 times. So, pag hinati ko si 48 sa 2, magiging 24. And 24 is also divisible by 2. So, pwede pang isang 2. So, 4 is divisible, 48 is divisible by 4. So, pwede pa rin, ano? So, that is also 2. And then, 2 times 2 is 4, times 2 is 8. Times 2, 16. Because 48 is divisible by 16, where 16 can be multiplied to 3. And that will give you 48. So, therefore, the prime factors are 2 times 2, which is 4, times 2, 8, times 2, 16, times 2, ay times 3, 48. So, ano-ano ngayon ang magkakatulad sila? Isang pares ng 2, ikalawang pares ng 2, another pair of 2, and another pair of 2. And then, isulat mo sa baba kung ano-ano yung magkakapareha. So, we have 2, isang pares ng 2, isang pares ng 2, and another pair. So, 4. So, that is equal to 16. So the GCF, or their greatest common factor, is 16. Okay? So let's have 138 and 115. So for these two numbers, we have 138 and 115. These two numbers are both divisible by 23. So this will be 23 times 2 times 3. And this one, this will be 23 times 5. And all this set of factors are prime numbers. Therefore, the greatest common factor is equals to 23. So for the last pair, we have 224 and 128. So we have 224 and 128. So for 224, we have the factors are 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 7. That will give you 224. And for 128, that will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. So, 7 na 2's. Okay? So, then tingnan natin kung ano yung ilan ang mga may pares sila. Isang 2 times another 2 times another 2 and another 2 pairs of 2. So that will be 2 times 2 times 2 times 2 times 2. It will give you 32. Okay, therefore, the GCF is 32. So let's now have this. So, ang gagawin naman natin dito is to find the possible factors of the given expressions below. So, ganun din. We can choose from the box kung ano yung mga possible factors niya. So, let's begin with 8. So, itong 8, ang dali lang, no? So, dapat prime numbers din, ano? So, this will be 2 times 2 times 2. Okay? So, that will be equals to 8. So, how about 2x? Paano to? Combination of a number and a variable. So, kapag ganyan, that means itong number ay nakamultiply dun sa letter. So, ibig sabihin, we have 2 times x. Okay? Paano to? Dalawa naman yung letters. Eh, di nakahiwalay din siya. So, 5 is a prime number. So, yan na yung factor niya. Times A times B. And for this one, anong factors ng 12? So, that will be 2 times 2 times 3. And then, multiply natin yung variable, which is z. And for the last one, paano to? X squared. So, kung ilan yung exponent niya, ganun din yung number, yung bilang ng variable na magiging factor niya. So, ano munang factors ng 20? So, this is 2 times 2 times 5. Tapos, ilan yung exponent ng x? We have 2. So, ibig sabihin, dalawang x ang nakamultiply. So, that will be 2 times 2 times 5 times x times x. So, that is how you get the possible factors of any given algebraic expression. Okay? So, yan ay kapag isang term lang. So, let's now have this. So, ito naman, this time, kung kanina mayroong isang pares ng number, ito naman may isang pares ng monomial. So, one-term polynomial. At hahanapin din natin yung greatest common factor. So, similar sa ginawa natin kanina sa pares ng number, ganun din gagawin natin dito. Hanapin natin yung possible prime factors ng bawat term, tapos tingnan natin kung ano-ano yung may kapareho sila. Okay? So, simulan natin kay 4x cubed. So, si 4x cubed, kapag finactor natin yan into prime factorization, that will be 2 times 2, kasi 4 is 2 times 2, prime numbers, at ilan yung x? Tatlo, tama, kasi 3 yung exponent. So, that will be x times x times x. And how about si 8x? So, listin natin. So, anong factors ni 8? So, that is 2 times 2 times 2. That is equals to 8. At ilan yung x? So, isa lang. Walang nakalagay, no? So, pag walang nakalagay na exponent, automatically 1 yan. So, isang x lang. So, let's now list down kung ano yung meron pares sila. Isang pares ng 2, another pair of 2, at isang pares ng x. So, therefore, the greatest common factor of the two monomial would be 4x. So, this is our final answer. So, let's now move on to the next pair. So, we have 15y cubed z. So, anong factors ni 15? So, that will be 3 times 5. And then, factors ni y cubed. So, tatlo. 1, 2, 3. And then, si z ay isa lang. So, times z. And then, next, 9z squared. So, what are the factors of 9? So, we have 3 times 3. And ilan yung letter? So, dalawang z. And then, tingnan na natin ngayon kung ano yung may mga parehas sila. So, meron silang isang pares ng 3 at meron silang isang pares ng z. So, yun lang, no? So, therefore, our GCF will be 3 times z, or pagsamahin na natin, so that will be 3z. So, this will be our final answer. And that is how you get the greatest common factor kapag algebraic expression or kapag monomials na ang given. And this skill on getting the greatest common factor ay kailangan sa susunod na topic, which is about factoring polynomials. So, dapat magamay nyo ang pagpa-factor ng mga numbers at ng mga variables or ang pag-factor ng algebraic expression. Okay? So, that's our first part of our lesson on factoring polynomials.